All right, YouTube, what's up? It's Mountain Metal Anthony here. So I got another one for you today. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to bring you through a complete day in the life of a mobile welder, at least my life. I'm independent. Like I said in the last video, I work for myself. All these customers I've grown relationships with, gotten work from them. So I'm going to 3 different customers today. In the morning, we're going to make a delivery. We're gonna go to my main job, which is a Stairway job I'm working on for the last few months. Got a lot more work there. And then we're gonna head to my final customer and work for him tonight, just like we did in the last video, same customer. We're gonna be working on the same project, just wrapping it up, and then maybe doing a couple other little things depending on what kind of time we have and what kind of weather we get. It's drizzling right now. It's about 6:45 in the morning. Get up about 6 every day to make it down to Largo at about 8. All right, so let's get it. All right, fueled up, got ice, so we're gonna head on down. So that's one of the companies I work for, is Cranes. I do a little welding on those from time to time. I'm not allowed to film that. I'm not allowed to film at that company's headquarters really either. I'm allowed to film on things that don't have their name or logo on it. Why, I'm not sure, but they've asked me not to. So, gotta respect that. Especially with how well they pay me and how good of a customer they are. All right, so I'm at my first stop for the day. So I'm just gonna hop out, deliver some stuff that I made last night. Got to paint it up. Probably do it over the overhang over there, so that way it doesn't get wet on me, because it looks like it's gonna rain on and off today. All right, so let's head on to the next one. All right, so here we are at my second job coming in. We're replacing this landing right here, and I've got 18 stairways to do a whole bunch. Old Trevor don't want to be in the film, but we're gonna get him in then anyway, walking away. I work with him every day pretty much, on and off, to complete this project. We have 18 of these to do. So for the rest of the day, I'm probably not gonna be talking to the camera because I need to work and get this done. What I'm doing here is cutting a patch for the upper step on the stairway. Notice it was rotten out, so instead of replace the whole top thing, I'm going to just go ahead and make a patch for it. It works out pretty well. Takes a little while to get it fitted right. It's much like doing body work on a car. So a quick tip for you, if you are doing a patch on sheet metal, this is 20 gauge sheet metal. Cut your piece first. Don't cut your piece out and then try to make a piece to fit it. It's much more difficult that way. If you cut your piece and then trace it, you can go ahead and just cut the marks just like I'm doing here. Another tip for you, when you're cutting a square out, you can't cut the stuff around it with a cutoff wheel. I'm using a 6-inch here. Cut it at an angle and then score the line where you need it to be cut and then just bend it away like I'm doing. I know, no gloves. Well, this is real life. This is what it's like to field weld. Sometimes you're just trying to get it done because you don't want to be in that uncomfortable position anymore. So what I'm doing here is I'm tack welding a little bit at a time and then knocking it into place. It works out really well. This is also a tip you can use when you're doing body work on a car or anything with sheet metal, really. When you're attempting to stick weld sheet metal, like I said, this is 20 gauge. You need to do it in a stitch pattern like I'm doing here. It's the only way you're going to keep the whole piece from warping or burning through. So that's not perfect by any means, but you try stick welding sheet metal. This is 20 gauge. I kind of just do a quick whip pattern, and it's for a stairway. I mean, once I grind this and smooth it out, nobody's gonna know the difference. All right, so as you can see, we have all the metal portion of the landing done. The cement and the priming is not what I contracted to do, so the other guys will take care of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to a different stairway. There are 18 in total stairways at this job. I've already done 3, so we're moving along. All right, so the next step we gotta do today is on a different stair set. We're gonna replace this corner post, replace the bottom step over there, and then that's it for this job for the day, and then we'll be moving on across the street to my other customer. All right, so I had some technical difficulties, and I forgot to film some of the parts over there at the last job. But I left to finish that job up for the day. Can't go any further, not until I can fly a temporary stairway up. So we're back here at the other job that I was working on the other day. The customers requested that we make some changes to the push pole, which you see back here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. I'll try to film as much as I can, but people keep calling me and knocking my camera out, and all I got is a phone. So here we go. I know. No gloves again. Well, I always wear eye protection. Maybe when I lose a finger, I'll be worried about wearing gloves all the time. So this apparatus I'm working on is a dewatering pole, and he's asked me to put a reducer in the end of it. So I'm welding a 2-inch pipe on the inside with like a spacer plate around it. So I'm being a bit impatient here. You're not really supposed to quench your hot steel down with water like this, but it's not going to hurt anything with this application. You got to know what you can and can't do out in the field and be able to work around your time. I seen rain coming, so I was trying to hurry up and finish up. So I made 2 passes on this like I usually do. I did the root with 60-10, and then I came in with a 70-18 to go ahead and cap it. Came out pretty good. Here I am breaking the rules again. The reason you're really not supposed to quench metal when it's burning hot, especially with ice cold water, is because you're putting the metal into a state of shock. You're making the molecules go from, moving rapidly to a slow pace in a short amount of time, which makes the metal brittle. Again, for this weld, I'm running 60-10 downhill, and then I cap over it with 70-18 uphill. The 60-10, I'm running at about 95 amps. It's an 1/8-inch rod, and I run the 70-18 at, I believe, 110 amps, which was a bit hot. I had to move very quickly. I had some people comment that I could just lift it with the crane and get it in a more comfortable position. Believe it or not, this position is pretty comfortable for me, being low to the ground like this. And hey, who doesn't like to lay down on the job, right? All right, guys, well, the phone died. Sorry. I'm doing my best here. I've never done one of these all-day videos. Probably gonna invest in a camera at some point. But what we did end up getting done was this apparatus here. I'm not really sure what the hell it does, but we ended up getting that in. It's not perfect. It's not really that great by any means, but it's just a dewatering tree, I guess, or whatever you call it. And then down here, we're just adding some D-rings on for Jose and welding it solid. He asked me to do that, so we're gonna take care of that. All right, guys, I'm gonna knock this out. I'm gonna try to film some of me working, but there's not much left here. I'm gonna make one more stop on the way home, finish some painting that I did this morning. You guys seen me do. I'm gonna flip the things, paint the other side. All right, let's finish up. What I'm doing here is preheating the metal. You always should preheat anything thicker than a 1/2 inch before you go ahead and weld to it. Alright guys, that's it. So we got all of our D-rings welded on. We got it welded solid. Hopefully it makes Jose happy. Jose's the man, so I want to make him happy. One of my best customers. And we're just gonna move on, do some spray painting at this last job, and then head home. All right, so we'll head back to the first place we stopped at this morning, and we'll go ahead over there, finish up the painting I started this morning. We're all done with Jose's project according to him. He's got a bunch more stuff for us. He's been liking the service. We got a lot more work to do across the street, and hey, so let's get on to that painting so we can finish our day up. All right, so we're here. We're just gonna finish spray painting this stuff real quick. Keep my customer happy. Definitely not a painter, but if you're in the mobile welding field, especially independent, you will end up painting. So I suggest you guys brush up on that. So that's it. That's all the work I got for today. So we're gonna head on home. Thanks for following me around today. Alright guys, here's another advantage to be an independent welder. At the end of the day, I'm free to do whatever I want. My day ends when I'm done working. I ended early today, so I'm down at Big Storm here in Clearwater. I'm gonna have myself a beer and finish my day out like that. Have a good night. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you like what you've seen here today, subscribe, comment, like. Keep on welding, keep on painting, keep doing what you can do. And if you got any questions, you wanna know anything I know, shoot me a comment. I'd love to hear it.